years to be an entrepreneur, um, while still working a conventional job, which I know that's not getting me anywhere.
It's
So
not.
that's what I've already in my mindset. I've already graduated to be just a full time entrepreneur, and really, I found that it's really it's more of an assignment for me to do what I do because I'm in financial services, and I'm a tax consultant. By my businesses, and it's just with those unlimited income earning potentials. I'm just looking to add something else underneath my umbrella. To really not only help me, but really just to help other people. Because really, that's at the end of the day, that's for me. That's what it is. It's all about helping others. No matter what background you're from.
Exactly.
So if nothing else, I just want to be able to take this information, apply it, generate income from it, and go out there and help others that that need help. That's what I'm about. So
Well, uh, Mr. Go, you got me lost for words because I'm like, you are, that's exactly what I stand for. And kind of, parallel where I'm still working on working conventional, in the field and still working on my business. And the overall goal is to acquire skills that's going to help me make money as well as help other people. So, that's amazing. I'm glad that you have a heart for that. You have a heart actually, because most people all they care about is just making a little bit of money fast and not really caring on how they go about doing it. I think that's why a lot of people lost money the last couple of years. Especially
right.
with investing in some of these programs and investing with some of these leaders.
Hmm.
Yeah. So are you at currently investing in tax liens, or are you just looking into it? What
Definitely,
your level?
definitely want to look into it because I don't know anything about it. And but this is something that I've always wanted to do. Uh, I kid you not. Ever since 90, uh, at least 97 or 98, I've been wanting to do tax liens and I had a couple people. I'm originally from Michigan. I'm in Georgia now, and I had maybe one or two people that even back then that said it's going to allow me to be able to if nothing else I would have just you know again not gonna say train under them, but I would have been been mentored by them. And sometimes unfortunately people that have knowledge, they're selfish to keep it all to themselves. you know and those things, that is one of the reasons why that even with everything that I do now, because God has been very, very grateful. A lot for the most part, I make more outside of my job than I do at my job, and I know that that puts me in a rare class. And it's not like 20 or 30,000, that's being made, and I know that puts me in a rare class. And I don't take that lightly at all because I come from very, very humble backgrounds, and it wasn't that the not too distant past I was homeless. Not just a little bit. I was all the way homeless. Living out my car, sleeping in the parking lot. In my truck, and those things. I tell my kids all the time it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, and especially one of my sons. Every time I tell him that, he think I'm crazy, but I share that with him because it's required me to be exercise more humility, because I went through that. Exercise more of a compassionate heart, even though I was already compassionate. Allow me to be able to be grateful in so many, the small intimate details of the day, the intricate details of the day. You know, not having certain things that we all take for granted. Just going into the refrigerator and grabbing something some cold water to drink and go and sit on your couch. I mean, it doesn't. You know, it's um, you know, I do that now. You know, just find myself having like I guess a gratitude moments because one thing I do know what God does is that He honors that gratitude. You know, it's just like the same thing when you if you when you have children and you know when someone is showing that happy to what you've given them, you know, well, you know, you have a natural inclination to want to do more for them because they're grateful for what you've given. You know, and it mirrors the scriptures that if you be faithful with few, He'll make you rule over many. So if the author and finisher of our faith is actually said that, you know, and we have that, how much more if we exercise the great gratitude in the smaller things, how much more that He will give us, and He has everything. Everything belongs to Him. So that that's sometimes I get a little bit too philosophical. I get I ain't gonna get too far on that, but it's just you know that's that's a mentality that I doubt I will ever even shake. Just exercising gratitude, and the whole point about it is that I've never been shown that. I've always been told about tax liens, but nobody's ever, when I've asked about it, even sometimes he wanted to pay people. People just hoarders of information, and I just made it my point to where whatever skill set God has given me, I'm not going to hoard it. I'm going to be an open book. Even if you, sometimes I'm getting a little bit too, I guess, free hearted because I give and people see that and they become sharks, and they want to. They have selfish intentions when you have that. So but it's a learning process. You just have to learn to exercise more discernment. So that's
Oh,
all.
okay. So I want to utilize our time as good as possible right now. Do you have some questions about tax liens and what
Yes.
level are you at so I can know what to address as far as what you need to know, what state you're interested. So come on, hit me with some questions so I can kind
How
of
how
start
do I
flowing into this tax liens.
how do I get started? I mean, I'm at ground zero.
Okay, so
Um,
that means you never watch any of my videos because I have a lot of videos that breaks down just the initial process and the whole foundation of it.
I've never not watched one video at all.
Okay, where did you come across my platform? Was it the Facebook, YouTube? Because I'm on a few different platforms.
It was Facebook.
Okay. All right. I can understand. A lot of my videos I have on YouTube, I do go live and I think I stream into the group as well. But what I'm going to do is pull on the screen for you because I will believe that you'll have to really take your time and listen to, the full breakdown of the process of how the tax lien gets started, what's your options, and things like that. That'll take a little bit more than 45 minutes. This whole process is very detailed. And like I said, what I have noticed is that people like to get things in the genie in the bottle. This is not like just a walk in the park. The course that I actually offer, and it's not on this YouTube page, is very detailed. It's about a 14-hour course, and you get access to two courses and a whole bunch of resources as far as PDFs that I made and like hands-on training, meaning that I have a video that shows you verbatim, and you can use it as a case study. So that's how I set up the actual program. But the resources that I do have for you that's free is everything that's on this YouTube page. We have YouTube and we have Rumble. I've been on for about 3, 4 years building this page up, and I have a lot of videos. If you
Okay.
go to the playlist, I have videos that's going to highlight here. Secure Your Energy is just sessions that we do to talk about the economy, anything, the market, scammers. I just try to make it fun, trending topics. I do have a section because in the program, you're going to see I have different sections that's going to highlight different parts of where you need to do your due diligence. Now, what I added to my two programs was actually more seminars. So I have a seminar that highlights how to understand law from the Constitution, finding it, how it relates to you, the government, and then I bring it down into real estate. So I have a few of those videos that's here for free. It's three of the videos or two out of the five or six that I have in the seminar on my website. So I'll show you that, but I just want to show you all the free content so you could get started there and just start digging through the videos and see if this is something that you really want to do. And I really do think, like, if you have the mind to take your time and learn the skill, it's going to be beneficial for you, because I don't only teach about you getting into tax liens, I teach you the skills of researching. So if you ever was to buy a home conventionally through a foreclosure, like I have had people who bought certain parts of my seminar, bought a seminar, and they were into foreclosures, not tax liens, which is a little bit different. They're at a different stage of the foreclosure process. So they were able to use some of the skills that I provide for them. So tax lien review law, GIS maps. So here is I give you some breakdowns of what to look for when you're using GIS maps. These are basically maps that most counties or states use to give you a geographical look of their area, and they're set up different. So what I do is show you how to find it, and then you can do that, apply a different state name and find it, because each state may have it different. So basically the program is set up in a manner that is abstract, so you'll be able to take the evidence-based skills I teach you and apply it to, like I said, any state. And I do that because in my practice, I'm a travel nurse. So I go to different places and I just have to set it off. They don't care if I haven't been there 5 minutes. They say, let's go. So with that, I have to have a set of base knowledge. And that's what I do. I know the basis of what healthcare, expect of me. I know my medicines. I know, what I do with my assessments. I know my disease process, and all I have to do is apply it to the particular hospital. So in concepts of tax liens and tax deeds, you will have all the keys to understand where to find a deed, what is a deed, find the recorder's office, the keys you need to apply it to each state. Does that make sense? So
Absolutely. And
yeah,
and and
hmm,
and that's already information's already preloaded, already on YouTube.
you have some videos. The
Some
videos on
video.
YouTube are not totally all, like, if you're part of the membership, you can access a lot more videos in they're in order. But it's pretty much, kind of a flow. YouTube is one of the platforms that I use to start getting my videos together. But if you take the conventional course, which I'll show you, it's in order. It's gonna flow. But when you go YouTube, you just have to look for the videos that you'll be interested in, and you'll be able to find a lot. So what I did to help people over the last few years was actually to create this one right here: U.S. tax liens and deeds state by state breakdown. So this full playlist is located on YouTube, but it's not free on YouTube. This is like with the membership, so you will be able to go into each video. You can see some of 30 minutes, 50 minutes. Um, not too many is 6 minutes, but I have a lot of hour videos, half an hour videos, and they break down the process for each state, because each state is different. It could be a tax lien state or it could be a tax deed state. So there's a lot of diversity in this. So that's why I go the route to teach you the skills. So back to, if you can
So
see which pages. Do
so
you have any questions?
yes, ma'am. So just if because I'm gonna because I'm already definitely gonna invest in it and so forth. I'm gonna just share with my wife what what direction we're going with that. But if just starting out now within the first, because I'm gonna start this this week. I'll
Hmm.
just strategically start this week. What should I actually
Well, I think
what
you
should I where
start
should I
here.
start it?
You probably could start here in this playlist of the hints and
I
tips
excel at
section, and we have a lot of videos here. So, is investing in tax lien a good idea for international students, people who are out? Why tax lien investment? Why invest in tax lien Mondays? Keys to doing your due diligence. These videos right here is like starter videos. Where I totally focus on the basis of what a tax lien is, tax deed is, how to get started, mitigating some of the risk factors, what to expect. It's a little different because I do them at different times, but they all pretty much have a lot of the same structure information. So again, right here, this is a 57-minute video, and I could put it in the link for you guys. But as you see, it's the hints and tip, and it's free and available. So in this section, I got like you have enough to get started without even taking a course right now. I at least have 87 videos right here, and they're all available to you guys to see. So this one, some of them I talked through. Some of them I would go into a county and show you a particular skill. Like for instance, if we was gonna do, I wanted to show you where to find deeds. I in a particular state, I would look on the recorder's office online and let you see it. So I would like y'all guys to tune in to some of the lives I do, because I do give a lot of examples just to show you. And I hold on one second. I prompt people to do it. You know, even if you're not in that state, just try to follow the steps to see, because once you do it, like if you find the tax assessor's office in Maryland, if you find the recorder's office, if you find where you're gonna be looking for the deed, where you can look for the GIS map. If you just do that in that one state, you'll be able to apply that method to the other state. So there's a lot of videos over here. You could just take your time. Um, just look at the title. And what I'm going to do, actually, because I know it's 87 videos, I'm going to condense this down when we get off. So it'll probably be like 40, meaning that because some of these look like it has the secure your energy videos in here where I was talking about the market and things like that. Like right here, this video that I'm pointing to is called
Welcome to a very busy day in the life.
it's called What's a Life Estate and Can It Help Me as a Tax Lien Investor? So I kind of go over different elements as well. So that would be, I think, the first section you can start with, the hints and tips. Does that sound um good? Are you still there? Oh, I think he got disconnected. He may have to get reconnected. All right, Mr. Griggs, how are you? Well, you're mute right now. Let me unmute
I'm
yourself.
doing I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. God is good. Blessings. So I believe he'll get back in, and the other person to get back in. But he, as you can see, he was asking where he can find some free resources, and I was starting to provide them. But how are you today, and how may I help you?
I'm blessed, and I was wondering, do you have a course that covers everything? So this way here, when I jump in, I want to try to learn as much as I possibly can about it.
Yes. Okay, so that's the next section that I can show you. I do have a full website, and that website, I set it up like an online school. So I'll put it up on the screen for you. And as I was telling Mr. Gordon, um, a lot of the resources that I have in the particular course will help you build a lot of skills. So I'm going to show you what I have. Hold on. I went to the wrong one. I went to my actual back to my, okay, here we go. Let me get it on the screen. So I'll just show you the course so you'll have an idea of what I offer you. Yeah. And then you can tell me where you're at, because I do have two different courses. The first one is basically for someone who wants to get to know what a tax lien is, kind of how to get started with the process. This is the tax lien basic course, which is $79. Is one flat fee. You'll have access to it forever. It comes with PDFs and member access, study hall, and things like that. But with this particular starter course, it's only about 6 hours or so. It's going to give you enough information for you to be able to pick your state, know if you want to invest in a tax lien or tax deed, find your county, find your list, and know where to know when the actual sale is, and getting ready to participate. So it breaks down the keys to the process, the overall shell of the process. So a lot of people, who are new, they like to look at that. But the full course I have made is about 14 hours. And this full course will give you access to, it's 249. And you will have access to the full course and the basic course. And the reason why I do that, because the information is kind of repetitive, but really not. What I do, because in the full course we'll go over the basics just like that, but I kind of condense it, and then we'll move forward into you doing your due diligence and finding out as much as you need about the property, the owner, if it has liens. So I teach you how to go to certain places and look for this. So even if I'm not showing you your particular state, once you understand what entity holds the information you need, it's pretty much cookie cutter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yeah, so like it's a recorder office in every single county. There's an assessor office in every single county. There, so these government officials, you'll know like, hey, okay, I'm going to Maryland. I need to find out what assessor's office. They have their tax lien sale once a year. How do I participate? And give you an example, Maryland actually have over the counter sales. And that's one of the things that I talk about in the course as well. You have an option when you're investing in tax liens. It can be a tax lien, or it can be a tax deed, or it can be over the counter tax lien. So, different states host different types of liens. So some offer deeds and some offer liens, which is different. And I break that down because you'll be moving forward in the process faster with a deed. It's literally like a levy, and it's going to be transferred to you. But sometimes they sell those with a certain percentage of the fair market value, and also you have a few like transfer with tax fees and things. But with a tax lien, you're actually just an investor. You're a lien holder in that debt for a certain amount of time. But what makes it so good is that you're a first lien holder. So if that person does not pay between the redemption time that's allotted by the state, let me give you an example. Um, Maryland has 6 months after the tax lien sale. So 6 months after the tax lien sale, an investor can move forward to start to foreclose. The homeowner has that 6 months to pay you plus interest. So that's the difference between the tax lien, the tax deed, and then if you're talking about the over the counter, not all counties offer, or all states offer over the counter, but some states do. So I do. I think the full course, I gave you access to a few seminars. I believe, yes, you have access to the over the counter seminar, which consists of 3 or 4 videos of 45 minutes. And I give you an example of Baltimore and Maryland over the counter, like how to get in contact with the office to talk to them about receiving the list. Basically, the same thing you would do before the tax sale, doing your due diligence. I recommend this method. I mean, because not all states have over the counter. You have to be interested in that state. But I recommend new investors to do it that way because this is more passive. And I say passive because you're not at an auction. You're not going, up to bat with somebody who's trying to get the property, especially if you're new to it. So that is what I have to offer and much more. But I want to keep it simple right now as far as the 2 courses. So, do you have any questions?
Okay. Other than residential,
I'm sorry, your service was breaking up a little bit. You said
does it
something.
work with commercial properties too?
Yeah, so
Am I still
basically,
broken up?
yeah, I can hear you. So basically, you have to look for those particular type of properties. So through the course, I teach you how to look at the list. And when you're looking at the list, you'll be able to tell if it's a commercial owner or if it's a private owner, just probably by the name. And you'll be able to do your research to see if it's commercial properties on the tax lien list. I cannot promise that it's all like per commercial properties, but there are some. We even, when I did New York, I showed condos in New York that was on the tax lien list. So it's surprising of what you will find, but it's for you to do to find it.
All right. Sounds great. That's all the questions I have, and I certainly do appreciate the information you've given me, and I also enjoyed listening to you as well too.
Oh, I appreciate you. I love talking and teaching. So I was teaching a patient last night, and I was just so excited. And I was like, "Did you get it?" And the people was like, "Yeah, you did a good job." And I was just teaching them about drinking water. I just so I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I do want to
Yeah.
highlight. I have a lot of free information on YouTube. Where did you find me? YouTube or
I,
Facebook?
I found you on Facebook, and then I was out just doing some searching, and then I found you on Facebook, and I said, well, this is the place I'll just get all my information from. And you're such a blessing because this is something they don't teach us in school. Our family members don't know anything about it, and this is your site we could take advantage of. And I, like to tip my hat out to you for all the information that you've given us and working with us and
Oh,
teaching us some great information here.
I appreciate it because I really like it. Sometimes I ask God, like, why did you make me such a geek? All I do is want to do this type of stuff. And I've been noticing that it's actually my season because people are thirsty for knowledge. They're tired of just depending on the system, depending on people and getting screwed, so that is great. It was one more thing I want to show you before anything. I know you're interested in the course, and I appreciate that too. But I always recommend you go get the freebies from YouTube. As I showed you, I got hundreds of videos I just been making on YouTube. I will put the link for you for in the group again if you haven't seen it. But I'll put these two together as far as the website and the YouTube, and you'll be able to go and look at some of those videos too, so you can just get an idea of my teaching style. I do some talk throughs. Like I said, told him I do demos, so it's good because
Uh-huh.
I ask them to use it as a case study. Even if you're not
Oh,
into
great.
Georgia, you can follow how to do it in Georgia if you're interested in a tax lien state. It should be some similarities, especially with the research process and getting the information to make sure that you don't get a dud. And that's my main thing is so you guys have skills to get the right property. Y'all can bid, but if you get a property that's condemned, that's on you. They tell you that at the beginning
Oh,
of the sale. We do not, we're not going to take any responsibility. And I have not went through a condemned home, but I have went through stuff. So I figured I would try my best to mitigate that for people. So definitely check out YouTube. I think that'll be helpful for you and other people. I have a lot of different things about zoning. So let me just give you one example. You said commercial. So what I went into is zoning, and that was something we need to know about. You can actually petition for property to be rezoned as commercial, depending on the situation, depending on what's going on. So I talk about rezoning. I talk about land issues, disputes,
mm-hmm.
appealing your taxes. So it's very diverse. It's very diverse. It's all the things that we did not learn in high school.
Oh, yeah. I could listen to you all day.
Thank you. So if you don't have any more questions, we were good. I will hope to see you. I think I'm gonna be live Monday. I'm gonna go back into again. I'm gonna do a live about profiting from tax liens, but I kind of do things a little different every time. So my kind of highlight topic is um mitigating risk factors, but we're highlighting like title transfer. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm kind of like certain topics I will enhance it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this week. Showing you how
Gotcha.
to profit and making sure that you're able to look at the title, and if you're seeing that is a dud, you know how you have a lot of people scamming with these fake deeds. Well, they're not fake deeds, they're called quit claim deeds, and they're selling people property and things like that. So I teach y'all how to look, how they look, the different deeds, and what not to fall for.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Just send me the link, and I'll be glad to sign up and listen to you. I'll certainly support you all I can.
Okay, I have your email address, so I'm going to make sure that you have all the outlets. And if you have any questions, just know if you take the full course, you do get 2 full free sessions consulting with me. So usually I do that because I know people are starting and they want to have this type of conversation. And then as they get in the process, if they get like a little hook, like, oh man, I can't find this or whatever, we can consultate for another half an hour for free. So that's another thing that I have incorporated in the program for the students as well.
Well, I definitely for knowledge.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm waiting for a few more to come through. I guess Mr. Gordon, he got a lot of his answers. I wanted to show him. So I know it was a few other people that popped in and popped out. So I'll be here. I want you to be safe because you're driving.
Oh.
So I want you holding
Yeah,
your phone.
I just thought I'd just listen, at least try to get some information on it. But I'm, very careful. But I hate to miss this knowledge you're giving out.
I appreciate it. So while we have other people waiting, what I'll do is see if I could just play a video or so from the list. I have probably a short video. I have like I showed him, I have a hints and tips playlist, and it has a lot of information. So let me see if I could put one on while we waiting. We're waiting on someone to come in because I still got another 20 minutes. I try to stay on live for at least an hour, and if someone, not live, we're not live. Stay on the session for at least an hour and a half. But let's see. Have you ever invested in any type of real estate property as far as unconventional without a home loan?
I just, maybe just bought maybe 1 or 2 vacant land, and that was it. I was kind of holding on to it, but I want to go ahead and expand, try to get some, properties with some houses and things like that.
Okay. And did you buy the vacant land like just regular whole for someone?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. That's a good start. That's still investing through the back door. You ain't take a home loan because that be the hardest thing to deal with at the end of the day. Okay.
Is this being recorded?
Oh yes, I am keeping a recorder for myself, but it won't be uploaded anywhere.
Okay. All right.
If you would like the recording, you can get the recording as well. This is the free session, so.
Okay. Yeah, because I got out of church about maybe 15 minutes early, so to come pick my wife up, and I said, well, I'll listen to you, and by the time I get home, then I'll at least be able to get some knowledge, but I could listen to this a little later today.
Okay, cool. Well, let me play this right here and let you listen to this. It's so funny because I was saying that to myself today. I said, I will hope people could listen to what I'm teaching them just while they're at work, driving, because that's what I found myself doing, listening to a lot of documentaries and teaching while I'm driving. So I totally understand. So this video is hints and tips with the buyback team, what to do when you get the property. So I guess I go into a little bit of the aftermath after you receive your tax lien property. For people who don't know, some of the things you have to secure, like insurance, protecting your land. And I do have a series where I went in. Blessings. I'm gonna let this play, but I do have a series that I went into to teach you how to sell your own property, and I'll go into construction contracts, understanding contracts, looking at predatory contracts, sale agreements, real estate. There's a few other ones, so I do have that. It's very expensive. So once you're in the full course, and if I add anything like as far as freebies to the full course or seminar, you get access to that too, no matter when you pay for the course. So just a heads up, because I'm always adding something, kind of like remixing some things so you could kind of expand and go a little further. So let's play this. Blessings, Primetime Home Buyers family, and welcome to Hints and Tips Friday. And you're here with Lashley. Yes, you're here with the buyback team, and we're here for it. And I hope you are this Friday. Hope everything is going well. You're in good spirits. You're focused on your goal, and you're pursuing your dreams. I know we're living in different times right now, but I want to send love and blessings to everyone who's in the grind, to everyone who is trying to pursue their dreams in the midst of all of this chaos. So we're gonna start off by sharing the video with a few people. Let's share it with a few groups. See what we could do. Bear with me. I'm my own producer. Today, we're just going to talk about what to do after you secure the property. Now, we have to have a vision, and some people are not this far in the process, but I want you guys to understand the process, what to expect when you secure the property that you are looking for to invest, be it land, an actual building, which is commercial property, or residential, or a home. And as we showed you, um, you can secure things such as hotels if you move fast enough. Well, we know that one came off the market pretty fast when we showed that. So, today, let's get into it. And the reason why we are talking about this, because in a few different lives, I talked about us having our summer extravaganza this year. It kind of started off pretty slow. There's a lot going on, no excuses. I had a graduation, I had birthdays, Mother's Day. Everything was just so back to back. Also, some transitioning. So the people who are in my on my other platforms, such as Nurses to Nurses, we're going to be doing more podcasts there this summer, and we're going to be doing Nurses to Nurses diary, a diary of a COVID nurse. Not only a COVID nurse, a diary. I apologize. That was my interlude, I think 2 years ago, where I was introducing my other platform, and I have a podcast that I talk about healthcare topics. So I do apologize. I started laughing. I said, look at my little commercial. Oh my God. I do apologize. Of a nurse. We're going to see how we're going to
Nice.
rename that. But today is going to be our first episode. So my friends and family who are on my main page, I hope you get to listen so you guys can understand where I'm at mentally. Hopefully, y'all can come along and join this freight train of positivity, growth, entrepreneurship, and let's move on. So, in about 3 weeks, we're going to be headed to the property that we secured. As you know, when we did the buyback extravaganza that took place in Maryland, we showed extensively how to invest in Maryland tax liens. We went into the county's process, which was different processes in different counties. We have detail about how to research Maryland in the specifics in the course, but we give you general information so it can be applied all over. But that information was intertwined with our summer buyback extravaganza. And there we were able to secure 3 properties in Maryland, which 3 properties mean 3 land without the homes on it. We did show you the property before we did the foreclosure, and now that everything is done, we're going to go back up there. We're going to get to know our neighbors. We're going to talk to our neighbors, build that rapport with them, as well as rectify some things that may be going on. And we're going to talk about that today. So, things to expect after you secure the property. One of the things you have to expect is just like when you go in a conventional way through loans, you want to make sure that you actually, excuse me, let me share this. You want to make sure that you actually secure the property first with insurance. Now, you want to do that because you are responsible for the property. Being the new homeowner, you want to make sure if anything happens that you're it's secure. So if you have a current mortgage that makes you have home insurance, a little hint and tip, you can call your current home insurance company and see if they actually allow you to add riders, and those riders is going to be basically the 2 other properties or the properties that you have adjacent, especially if it's just land. It's a little bit different. You don't have to secure that much insurance because it's not a physical property. So we're going to be focusing on land because I have land. I didn't want to do houses, especially, because I analyzed the economy, saw what was going on, and I figured that it was going to
Mhm.
be a time where people are not going to be able to pay their mortgages. And Hold on one second. Hey, welcome, John. This is Lashley. How are you? John, can you hear me? I just wanted to introduce myself to you, get you up to par with what we got going on. This is an open Q&A. So I said, let me just stop real quick because we had a few individuals pop in, pop out, ask a few questions. So I was talking to Mr. Griggs and he didn't mind. He wanted to listen to a few starter videos that we had. So I said, let me stop and see if you would like to ask any questions. Are you available to talk or you just want to listen? He says, great, thanks. I can hear you pretty good. I have been waiting for this super long. Are you able to speak, John? Sorry I'm late. You're welcome. I think your mic is open because I will. Okay, go ahead and talk. We can hear you. I think he went in and out. Let's see if he'll come back in and he'll be able to talk. He was talking in the chat. I want to let him know that it's not live. We're not live. So, yeah, welcome, John. Just want to give you a heads up. We're not live, so I'm not broadcasting y'all out to the world.
Perfect, Leslie. Yeah, I just don't want to try to, interrupt you guys because I did hear you guys have a conversation. Yeah, I've been waiting for this for a super long time, and I do have a question because currently I purchased one lien in Arizona of this year. But right after I purchased that, I find out actually I have some problem I haven't addressing before I purchased that. Um, yeah, I do need a, that question be answered. Hopefully you can help me out.
Well, let's see if I can answer you. I'm not an expert in each state, but what I can do is possibly, if I can't answer it now, I probably can
Yeah.
research some stuff and email you some resources. So, what happened? Because I understand, John. Don't feel bad. I started
Yeah.
off a little rough too.
Yeah, this was my first purchase because I had a guy. He's been in this field like for so long, and one day I had a conversation with him, and he brought me in with this Leon D's investment. I was like, oh, this is a kind of brand new world to me. And this year, since the Arizona, I purchased one 4 acre in oh God, what's the county? I was so nervous. Hold on. I purchased in Arizona. That's in the Cayman, Arizona. I believe that's what's the county?
You start with
No,
an
no,
A?
no. It's Arizona. It's what's the county? Cayman. Okay. Anyway, it's I purchased one. This is my first purchase, and that's like a
Oh,
4.5 acres vacant land. But when I purchased, that looks pretty good. I look around from the GIS. I use the method you told me. You teach me. I like teach everybody. It's like GIS. Look around, make sure there's no any easement issues. No, it's like public road. I did all that, and finally I put the trigger. I paid, and I paid the county the taxes, and then I find out the zoning issue is that it's for like nonprofit.
what do they mean by
So
nonprofit?
because the zoning or classic as a nonprofit, it shows right there. It's on the vacant land nonprofit. Why when I do the research on the code, I believe the coding as a 02 dash R, and when I had to the county website, and that labeled as nonprofit.
Okay, did you speak to the actual zoning department? Did you get a map yet? Because that map that you get will actually show you if it has an easement. Because I don't really understand what they mean, no profit. Sometimes they say it's unbuildable, like you can't build on it, or have an easement. Like I have a property that have an easement for utilities. So I can't build on that property. I have to do something with a utility company or I have to be creative. So did you find out from that county what do they mean about nonprofit?
I did call them. I called them, but there's no easement issue. So there's like public road, and they look so good. But only thing is that classic as nonprofit. When I asked them, county clerk kind of like, nah. He said, hey, you don't have to be worried about it right now. Because even though you have the chance to foreclosure on that, you still have to wait till 2027. And I believe they just don't want to answer that kind of question. And that's what they told me.
Well,
But
sorry to cut you off. If you can give me the county, and email me the county, maybe I can do a little bit more research in regards to what they mean by nonprofit. But yes, Arizona has a pretty long redemption time, so you have some patience, huh?
yeah, it's like 3 years.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah, and then when I called them, they said that the day I have to take action if it's not paying me back is March of the 2027. So it's quite a bit of wait.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have some time to figure that out, and then you can get in contact with the zoning office or where they keep the maps and see can you get a map sent to you so they can, because they said you said there's no easements on it. So is they saying the nonprofit status will stop you from building on it, or?
That's something I'm worried about it. But when I called them, they did not address my question for if is it beautiful or not. But when I look around, I even check nearby the land. Their code is different. Their code like residential, agriculture, but this one's nonprofit. I don't know why, and maybe that's the only reason why the owner ditched this. And
No, well, definitely. Oh, so and you said you talked to the zoning office and they didn't tell you what that means.
no, they did not.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. They should have a key that tells you what each mean. So if you can, I will be.
Oh, okay. I just find out the county is a Mojave County, Arizona.
No hobby.
Mojave, Mohave. That's like a hotspot for like a new beginners. That's
Okay.
where I started.
Okay. All right. I have that. Have my paper up. What I'm gonna do is I can do a little research and see can I get back to you to see exactly what they mean by nonprofit in this area. If I could probably go into a little bit of law in the real estate law. You know how to research that?
Yeah,
I can,
it's a really, trust me, it's a beautiful, beautiful land. It's a 4.5 acre with all like it's just literally inside of the city. It's not like a desert line or like a weekend. There's no road access. This is totally different. Because when I look at it, I say, wow, this is like a diamond. How
that's
come
good.
nobody picked it up? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's funny because I was just talking to Mr. Griggs about zoning because he was interested in commercial property, and I said sometimes you can challenge the zoning and get it reallocated to be commercial, to be resident. So if this is something that is, a category that may hinder you, you may can appeal it and see could it get rezoned. Now, it's nothing. It's not. Uh, it don't cost a lot, but it depends on the state. Sometimes you can put an application in and you'll have to go in front of have a hearing and you'll give your rationale, you'll have your basis to it, and they'll decide if they allow you to make it a residential or commercial based on the current situation because land is always changing. They're always building and sometimes it'll look like it was rural, then it turned into a whole state, a whole town. So that's one of your options too, to find out what is the process of getting something rezoned. So I have a video about zoning too, appealing zoning on the YouTube page. So maybe that's something that can help you get started to know like what some of the steps.
I have watched all the videos you posted on the YouTube, and be honest with you, for this property, I'm like a 007 like James Bond. This is crazy. I did everything I could. I even looked at on the previous owner of this, and I located through their county website. I located the address. That turned out to be a doctor office, and I thought, oh, maybe that doctor is too old. He dead. Probably that's the only reason he's not paying them taxes. So I called in. I called in the office. I pretend I'm like a new patient and say, "Hey, do you guys still accept a new patient?" And he says, "Yes." I was like, "How come the doctor's still alive?" And they're not paying that. I was like, if it's like really something he doesn't want it, not even want to cut it loose, because I was really anxious about it. It's not It's not cheap for this lien I paid. It's like a $3,000 every year. So this is a June now. At the end of this month, I have to pay another $3,000 for that.
Okay, Marilyn. So how much is the total going to be for this lien? Why is it consecutive payments for it? Because Arizona sells tax liens, right? Not deeds. But
No, no, they're liens. Yes.
and then it would advance into a deed at the end. Yeah, I would hope so, because why? How much was the back taxes on this?
There was every year that was excess at 29.
Oh, yes.
There's another good question I have to ask, because when I put that address on the Zillow or the RefM, the parcel number turned out to be is excess value is an $180,000. That's their excess from the Zillow. But when I went to a county website, they assess like a certain percentage, like a 0.2%.
Mm-hmm.
They're assessed like that. So that's something I got confused too.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so basically, when they tax, like if they tax on land, it's a certain amount of the fair market value. They can't tax. They don't tax full amount on amount. So, for instance, if you have a home mortgage and you're paying taxes on it, if you look at your tax bill, it'll say that, okay, for instance, if my home value is $240,000, they will only tax a certain percentage. So, uh, the housing board, the school board, or all the entities that we pay taxes to, they will only be able to tax on $45,000, not the $242,000. So each county or state has their own specifics of how much amount they can tax based on
Okay.
the fair market value. So that's what I told her. I said, just look at that, because that's a portion of the fair market value, and you'll be able to know what you'll be paying in taxes for upcoming years, or hopefully if it don't get inflated. But that's the difference. So when you put it on the market, that's 100% of the value. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of rewarding me. I was thinking, because I'm kind of like the freshman new to this, and I was like, how come the excess is that low? Because the excess like a 20,000 something.
Yeah. So and then dealing with a realtor helped me with that as well, because I was undervaluing my property, looking at the assessor's website, and it didn't click on me that even with my own home, my personal home, that when the
Mhm.
taxes is due, they don't tax on the full fair market value. So it's only a percentage. Legally, they can't
Okay.
do the full amount. So that's why it's
Okay.
good to do comps and comparisons, and then you'll truly figure out your market value of your property.
Yeah. Well, back into the story, and then I called the doctor office. I tried everything, because when I did look at the doctor's name, and there's like he went to like medical school in the 1970s. So I think I'll do the calculations. It probably, what if the doctors get died? That's how he not pay. So I called in the office, and they said, "Oh, he still accept new patient." And that's giving me like more worry about it. Why he's not paying this? Because when I locate that address, I believe that doctor is using another LLC, and that LLC uses the same address as the doctor office, but the LLC is no longer there. When I do the Google, the street wheel, and there's not there no more.
So you
So I
said
was
that.
thinking,
Are you sure the LLC is connected to the doctor or just the address?
no, that's the owner of this previous line owner. That's the LLC. But when I punch in the LLC address, that turned out to be a doctor office, and that doctor office has been there for decades. I believe that's the same person use a different entity to purchase this.
Or it could, also that property could probably be a father's or something like that. That could be a junior. So hey, you went far and beyond, and that's great. You should just ask.
Yeah.
You should just ask them. Now y'all understand. I was just thinking about why you paying 3,000 a month. A year is because you're paying the taxes that's coming up because they're not paying on it. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about, I'm like, why is he paying 3,000 a year for this tax lien? But you have a longer redemption time. But maybe
Yeah.
that's something that you can just ask, like, hey, were you the previous owner of this land? Can I ask you a few questions? And they may be open to it, or you may find out that they're just a descendant of that person. You know.
But I mean, I already purchased it, and that's another thing is I made a mistake because I listened to my friend. He said, "Hey, Arizona is a buy down street, so whatever the interest you want to lock in, they will give it to you." And the consecutive, subsequent years, which is the following year, they won't resell the lien to the second person. They will ask you if you want to take it. But my friend told me is the second year, if like see the first year, you bet down to the zero. So you don't get no interest on that. And second year, they will automatically give you the 16%. That's my friend told me, but which is turned out to be wrong. Because after I purchased Collier County, I said, hey, for the second consecutive year, uh, subsequent years or second years, if they're still delinquent, so I will automatically get a 16%, right? The county said no, I will still get the 0%. So in other words, if they redeem right now, I will just get my premium back, but I will like not win nothing.
Oh well, I will hope that you'll be able to get the property and solidify it in the end. I, I am sorry that you got that information as far as the consecutive years because it's true. Once you agree to that interest amount is locked in. But I thought some states actually cap and you can't go to zero. So you definitely educated me that Arizona, allow y'all to go to zero because other bid down states you can go to zero in perspective, but by law they won't let you get less than 1 or 2%. So Arizona is a little stickler, huh?
Yeah, it is like a really tricky.
Yeah, they are. They are stickler. I think when I was making a live, I was saying I was like, Arizona is a little stickler about the way they do things. You watched the Arizona video because I know I went into a county, and that's where you get most of the information from. The
Yep,
county.
I did it. I did it. I think you was using where's the county? Pretty close to Mojave. It's like a
Is it two or something?
Lima, whatever. Yeah, I watch it a whole video. I
Okay.
went through that.
Well, I'm glad y'all you could watch those videos and actually get so far and also do your due diligence. I am so proud of you. You went over and beyond. Talk about skip tracing. So what
Yeah,
I
I
oh,
also literally like a James Mounds. This like
that's
it's
how you
like
say
I do it all on my own.
you may have not made a mistake as far as we're going to look into what nonprofit status mean. That's what you want to know, right? And I'll be able to kind of look into that for you this week and see can I update you on the nonprofit status as far as zoning for Mojave County, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, so I have that written down so I can revisit that for you. And then you said I answered your other questions.
Yes. That's really kind of like bothering me about like zoning, because I was really worried about it. Even though I get the D's and I cannot sell to it. That's like it's a 4.5. I even have a plan for that if I cannot sell it, is since it's nonprofit. And Arizona, they have a lot of solar. So a lot of people does that. I did a research online. They put like a solar panel. I think it's called solar farm. They
Mhm.
contact with the manufacturer. They can put like solar panel on there, so they can like harvest the solar, and they can get some percentage like money on that.
They
That's the worst supply I have currently. At least that money can pays back the taxes, not to get it back to the county. That's the plan B for me. But that wasn't my original plan. Original, I just try to flip it, see it. As
Yep.
long as I get the D, I sell the line. That's what I'm original plan.
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad to hear that you have a plan A and a plan B, or always a backup plan. And I am definitely I am interested in the solar program as well. So maybe I'll be able to exchange some information with you. What's your email so I can make sure that I email you back the information that you need. So
Oh yes. Thank you, Leslie. My email, it's U as umbrella and the S as Samuel
okay,
dot Lima India umbrella
this is the same.
yellow.
Hold on, this is the one you signed up with.
Yep, that's the same one.
Don't worry, I'll find it. I just wanted to know the first few the names of it, and I'll email you. I'll be able to give it to you. So what you should do right now is continue to do your due diligence, look into Arizona's law about the solar farming program as well. That property have trees on it?
No, no, this is a beautiful, beautiful line. I mean, once you write me back the email, I can give you the parcel number, the address. You can put in the Google. That's a beautiful, beautiful line because I'm not feeling okay to just tell you right away because there's more people listening.
No
So
problem.
yeah, if you yeah, I'll send you the address. You can load. That's so beautiful line.
Okay. All right. So I'll see
Yeah.
if I can help you a little bit more in your research, and we'll find out one what nonprofit means for this county. What is their zoning practices? Kind of see if I can look into some law about their zoning, and kind of take it from there and see if that can help you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I've been waiting for this for a really long time because I'm resident in California, and sometime I work in Utah. While I'm working in Utah, I did look into the Wyoming. There's one county pretty close to Utah. They
Mhm.
have some lean cells called Uinta County. There's about to have another cells in the September. I'm about to all fired up.
I see,
I'm still doing. Yeah,
and that's
I'm
you.
doing my due diligence right now in that county, but yeah, I'll keep you updated if I find something funny or interesting. I'll let you go. I'll let you get it know.
No, you're fine. In Utah, you talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah, because that's where I work at right now. But Wyoming is next to Utah. That's not far. It's like 1 hour drive. But they have a coming sale in the September this year, so it's not too
And
is not too much of a way. And since I have a couple months to learning, I was like focused on their laws and stuff. Hopefully I can do another purchase in the Wyoming.
yeah, so that'll be good because Utah is a deed state, and you don't have to go through all of the rigmarole that
Mhm.
you're going through with your current state, because you'll be able to secure this deed faster. So definitely do what you have to do. I think that'll
Yeah,
be
because I thought about doing some D, but the D is kind of too risky for me. Because like, even though the compared to the D, liens are more like hands-on, so very easy to put a hands on. But the D's right now, I'm not feel 100% comfortable or like really confident to put on my hands on.
no,
That's
but
why I'm started.
Utah is a deed state.
Hmm.
It's a deed state. They
Right,
sell deeds, not liens. So once you buy it,
right,
you gonna get this property in Utah.
right, right. I get it, but there's prices is like sky high right now, and
Okay.
I haven't know any idea about it if it's any like ARS liens, any problem on that, or is any issues on that. So that's a lot of
A lot,
research.
yep, a lot of
Yeah.
quick research, and that's what I tell people. You have to be into your craft when you're doing these deeds, because you have a little bit amount of time to do as much detailed research as possible. So I'm glad you know that you're like, no, 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 I'm not about to get no messed up nothing. I am so proud of you. I want to say keep up the great work. Keep the mindset up. You doing your due diligence. You put a smile on my face today. You and a few other
Thank you.
people showed up, because my goal is to make sure y'all have the tools and the mindset to critically think these problems that come up. And you like, hey, I have another plan. It'll be a solar. And it's funny, I'm looking into solar into Maryland. So this property that I have a little issue. It has an easement, and the easement is
Mm.
electrical. So I'm like, oh my God. And then I have trees on the land. So I said, I'm gonna
Oh,
go up. Yeah. I said, we're going up there actually on July, and I'm gonna see what I can make of this. So if I can't build, maybe I can cut and sell. So I'm
mhm.
so proud of you.
Thank you, Leslie. You made my day too, because I've been waiting. This is Sunday. Like I lock my kids outside. I say, hey, keep it quiet. I have to do this quietly.
Don't do that to the babies. You know I'm a nurse. I'll be like, just sit down, be quiet. Come, I'm just playing. God is
I
good.
know.
Please look to hear from me. I'm gonna pray that I get back to you before Wednesday. I just have some
Thank
things.
you.
I want to make sure that I give you the right information and do my due diligence as much as possible for you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna let you go because our session is pretty much over. We had about 4 people that came in and out. I was grateful to be able
Okay.
to ask them questions again. You can always
Yeah.
show up every month because I'll be back next month. I think it's July 14th or something like that. So it's usually I think
Okay.
it's the third week of every month we do this. And then you can always catch me on YouTube just talking.
Right. No
So,
worry. All right. I'll just turn off my mic, but I still like to listen to something from you guys, but I'll just turn on my mic. Thank you, Leslie.
okay, no problem. I'm actually about to start wrapping up the session because you seem
Okay.
to be the last person on, and we're getting to the
Yeah.
hour point. So I figure if they
Okay.
didn't pop in yet, we pretty much done because we had 12:15. But I do want to say thank you, and you gave me another task to do this week, and I'm happy to do it for you. So please listen out for my email, and yeah, just let me know if you have any more questions pertaining to Arizona, because that's
Yes.
you guys
Thank
really
you.
good. I was kind of like skeptical Arizona because I'm like that's 3 years of
Yeah, I
follow.
know. It's a long wait.
Yeah, but that shows your commitment and that shows your due diligence. So keep it up.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, Leslie. I will keep in touch with you.
Yes, do so. You have a beautiful Sunday.
All right. You as well. Thank you.
Off. We're going to close off this session today. I want to thank everyone who came to the Q&A. This recorder is available if you guys would like it. It is not on a public platform. It can be sent to you. You just let me know. Follow up on the email. I will be following up with some content for you guys, possibly in the email this week with your questions that you answered that I'm following through. So we're going to close off, and I'm going to say enjoy your week.
You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're going to do it to try and be the best. Not be better than other people, be the best for you.
This is a new year. This is a new dime. This is a new you.
Make this the year where you just get started.
The time is now. It's time.
You have to dive in. You have to go after it.
You have to start now. Success comes to those who want it most. It comes to those who are willing to push harder than the rest.
And this could be the year. In fact, no, this will be the year where you become more by what you overcome.